You ever wake up feeling like your room's just stale? Like the air's heavy, the vibe's off, and you could use something to make it feel more alive? Well, turns out the right plants can totally change that, and I'm not talking about just throwing a cactus on the windowsill. Today, I'm breaking down 13 of the best bedroom plants, the ones that not only look good, but actually do good. We're talking cleaner air, better sleep, and yeah, vibes that feel like a spa, not a stuffy shoebox. Some of these are low maintenance, others bring a touch of elegance, and all of them are expert approved. Whether you've got zero light, zero time, or just want something that won't die on you next week, I got you. Let's get into it. Here are 13 bedroom plants you'll wish you brought home sooner. Snake plant's the one I always recommend. First, it's tough, clean looking, and fits in anywhere. The tall, upright leaves give your room this modern edge without making it feel cold. What's wild is how it works at night while you're sleeping. It's actually cleaning the air and releasing oxygen. Not many plants do that. It doesn't care if your room's bright or dim, dry or a little humid, it just adapts. And watering? Once every couple of weeks is enough. You could honestly forget about it, and it would still hang in there. That's why I call it the no-stress plant. It makes your bedroom feel fresher, calmer, and a little more put together without asking for much back. Peace lily's got this calm, clean energy that just fits right into a bedroom. Those dark green leaves and white blooms feel like they belong in a spa, but it's low effort, not high maintenance. It's one of those plants that actually helps clean the air. And yeah, I know that gets said a lot, but with this one, it's real. What I like is how it tells you what it needs. The leaves droop a little when it's thirsty. And once you water it, it perks right back up like nothing happened. It doesn't need direct sun either, so you can tuck it in a corner and it'll still look good. Plus, the bloom isn't just for show, it actually adds a softness to the room without making it feel overly decorated. If you're trying to make your space feel peaceful without doing a full makeover, this one does the job. And honestly, it's one of the few houseplants that actually feels alive in a quiet, steady kind of way. Heartleaf philodendron is that plant you can just hang up, forget about, and somehow it keeps growing like it's on a mission. The leaves have this soft, heart shape that gives the room a little warmth without trying too hard. It doesn't need much light, doesn't throw a fit. If you skip a watering, it's the definition of low maintenance. What I like most is how it drapes. You can let it trail down a shelf or wrap it around a bedpost, and it instantly makes the space feel more relaxed. It's not flashy, but that's kind of the point. It blends in, does its job, and keeps the room feeling fresh. If you're just starting out with plants, or you want something that won't give you a hard time, this is a solid pick. And even if you forget it's there for a few days, it'll still be growing, like it's just happy to be part of the room. Marble Queen Pothos is one of those plants that just looks good without needing any effort from you. The variegation on the leaves, that creamy white mixed with green, adds a little brightness, especially if your room's kind of neutral or dim. It's super adaptable, so whether you hang it up or let it trail off a dresser, it works. It doesn't mind low light, and it forgives you if you forget to water it now and then. This plant grows fast, too, which is kind of motivating, like every week there's a new leaf popping out. I like how it softens hard edges in a room without taking over the space. It's the kind of plant that makes your room feel lived in, not staged. And if you ever want to get into propagating, this one roots in water like a champ. Honestly, if you just want something easy that still makes a visual impact, Marble Queen's hard to beat. Holy basil, or Tulsi, isn't just a plant, it's got a whole vibe to it. There's something grounding about having it in your bedroom. Like it brings this quiet energy into the space. The scent is subtle but fresh, almost peppery, with a hint of clove, and it actually gets more noticeable in the evenings. It's known for its calming effects, so if you're trying to unwind before bed, having this around really helps. Light-wise, it loves a sunny windowsill, but it'll still do fine with a few hours of indirect light a day. You'll want to keep the soil slightly moist, but it's not super picky. And if you brush your hand over the leaves now and then, that little burst of aroma is honestly one of the best parts. It grows well in small pots too, so it doesn't need a lot of space. Aloe vera is the kind of plant that earns its spot, not just because it looks good, but because it actually does something useful. Those thick, spiky leaves hold gel that's great for small burns, cuts, or even just dry skin, which makes it perfect to keep right in the bedroom. It likes sunlight, so a windowsill is ideal, but it'll still survive in bright, indirect light if that's all you've got. And the cool thing is, it doesn't ask for much, just a deep watering every couple of weeks, and it's happy. The shape is bold, almost sculptural, so it brings a little structure to the room without being loud about it. It gives off this clean, uncluttered vibe, especially in a simple ceramic pot. At night, it sits quietly, doing its job, not needing attention. It's one of those plants that just makes the space feel healthier, even if you're not doing much. And knowing you've got a natural remedy growing right next to your bed, that's a solid bonus. Cactus is probably the easiest plant you'll ever own. It practically thrives on being ignored. You set it near a sunny window, water it once a month, and that's it. No drama, no fuss. What I like about it in a bedroom is the clean, minimal look. It brings sharp lines, compact shape, kind of like a little sculpture. Some varieties stay tiny, others grow tall and lean, but either way, they give off this quiet strength. And yeah, it doesn't purify the air like a peace lily, but it holds its own. It's more about presence, that little reminder that life doesn't have to be complicated. Just don't overwater it, because that's the one thing it won't forgive. Cactus belongs in bedrooms where you want a plant that looks cool and stays low maintenance. It's tough, reliable, and it just sits there thriving, no matter what your schedule looks like. Areca palm brings a soft, breezy feel into the bedroom that's hard to beat. The long, feathery fronds move just a little when the fan's on, and it gives the space this laid-back, almost tropical vibe. It's one of the few bigger plants that still feels light and airy instead of bulky. What's great is, it helps humidify the air, so if your room gets dry at night, especially with AC, this plant quietly balances it out. It likes bright, indirect light and steady watering, not too much, not too little, just a simple rhythm. The shape is elegant, but not fussy, and it fits right into a corner without taking over the room. There's something peaceful about seeing that soft green first thing in the morning. It doesn't demand attention, but it definitely changes the energy. If you want something tall, calming, and low stress, Areca palm's a solid choice for any bedroom setup. Spider plant variegatum is one of those plants that just makes a room feel more alive, even when everything else is still. The green and white striped leaves shoot out in every direction. Kind of wild, but in a good way. It's super easy to care for. Bright, indirect light is best, but it can handle low light too. Water it once a week, and you're golden. What's cool is how it sends out those little baby offshoots, like its own built-in plant family, and yeah, you can clip them and grow new ones if you want. It also does a great job filtering the air, which makes it feel a little fresher in the room, especially if you keep your windows closed. It works in a hanging basket or on a shelf where the leaves can spill over. It's not flashy, but it's reliable and cheerful. If you're after a plant that's easy, forgiving, and just fun to look at, this one checks all the boxes. Calathea sanderiana brings a real sense of character to a bedroom, the kind of plant you actually notice when you walk in. The dark green leaves with those soft pink stripes look almost painted, like something out of an art book. It's got this quiet elegance, but it's not delicate, just a little particular. It prefers medium to low light and consistent moisture, so it's perfect if your room doesn't get a ton of sun. And it's one of those plants that actually moves the leaves shift slightly up at night and open back up in the morning, which is pretty wild to watch. It loves humidity, so it's happy near a humidifier or just a regular misting. The vibe it gives off is peaceful, but a little dramatic in the best way. It turns a plain corner into something a lot more thoughtful. If you're into plants that feel alive, expressive, and a little luxurious, Calathea sanderiana brings all of that without being over the top. Lavender Little Lady adds more than just greenery to a bedroom. It brings a soft, natural scent that instantly calms the space down. The compact size makes it easy to keep on a nightstand or windowsill, and those silvery green leaves with soft purple blooms look great without trying too hard. What really makes it stand out is the aroma. Subtle, not overpowering, but enough to help you wind down at the end of the day. It needs bright light, so a sunny spot is best, and it prefers the soil to stay on the drier side, which honestly makes it super easy to manage. Every time you brush against it or open the window, that lavender scent kicks up just a bit, kind of like nature's version of a diffuser. It brings a clean, fresh energy to the room without needing a lot of attention. If sleep is something you're trying to improve, this little plant might actually help with that too. It's simple, calming, and just feels good to have around. Garden mums bring a burst of color into the bedroom that just wakes the place up even when everything else is neutral. The blooms are full, layered, and come in these deep, cozy tones like rust, gold, and burgundy that feel perfect in a calming space. They love bright light, so a sunny windowsill is ideal, and they'll reward you with longer blooms if you give them that. Watering is easy, just keep the soil slightly moist, and they'll stay happy. What's nice is they give off this natural, earthy scent. Nothing heavy, just a soft reminder you've got something living right there with you. They also help clean the air a bit, which is always a plus in a closed-off bedroom. Even when they're not blooming, the foliage stays neat and tidy. Garden mums are the kind of plant that brings a little seasonal charm indoors. Not too flashy, just quietly beautiful in their own way. Jasmine is one of those plants that completely changes the mood of a bedroom, not just how it looks, but how it feels. When it's in bloom, the scent is soft, sweet, and calming, perfect for winding down before bed. Even just a few flowers can fill the room with this gentle, peaceful aroma that's kind of impossible to fake. It likes bright, indirect light and slightly moist soil, but it's not overly needy. The vines are easy to train along a trellis or let trail from a shelf, and the small white blooms pop against the deep green leaves in the nicest way. There's something romantic and almost old world about it, like it belongs in a quiet corner with soft lighting and a book nearby. At night, the fragrance gets stronger, which is one of the reasons people love keeping it near the bed. If you're looking for a plant that adds a little softness, a little scent, and a whole lot of calm, jasmine really delivers. And that's the list: 13 plants that don't just look good, but actually make your bedroom feel better to be in. Whether you're going for cleaner air, better sleep, or just a calmer vibe, one of these will fit right in. Try one or a few. Your room might just thank you for it.